Well, g'day curd nerds. G'day curd nerds. Well, 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 g'day curd nerds. Welcome to this 2-hour version of Ask the Cheeseman. Only reason it's 2 hours long is because young Hamish is sick. He's not very well. He's got an upset tummy. He's been looking for grass to eat and all that sort of stuff. We don't have much grass around here. So he's resting underneath me in his on his big pillow with his sister Bonnie. So yeah, so I was up this early, so I thought, why the heck not? Just get some of this dog fluff off me. Giving him lots of cuddles. Alrighty, so thank you, Persnickety. So why 2 hours? Why not? I think, but we'll see how much. I've been up since 3:40 a.m. this morning already. Yeah, we'll see how we go from there. We've got a few people online, which is fantastic. Got 15 watching at the moment. First person to say g'day was Cool Cat. G'day, Cool Cat. Lovely to see you, mate. We've got Khaled. How are you, Khaled? And we'll get to your question in a second. And then Persnickety. G'day, mate. How are you? Lovely to see you. Just won asbestos. G'day. And we've got a little bit of a quiz coming from him. Or her. I can't remember. What else we got? We got Mike. Hello, Mike. And we got Lufo the Alien. Great name. And Georgia, I think, is in there too. Georgia's there as well. Oh, Carolyn. Hello, Carolyn, in the UK. Lovely to see everybody. So, first question was from Khaled. Right, there we go. Oh, we can't do that yet. I've got to thank some people, of course, who keep the show going, which is absolutely fantastic. Big shout out to the new YouTube members there. We've got Tony, the Sigil Arcane, Eliza, Benoit, and Latinka. They join a long list, of course, of YouTube members who have been around for a long time. So good of everybody to continue to support me on a monthly basis. And of course the OG supporters before I had YouTube memberships. And there's a few there that still support the show, which is absolutely fantastic. Thank you one and all to everybody for supporting us on a monthly basis. If you want to show your support, then you can join as a member or as a patron. There's a patron link down below. Keeps the show going. And we're up to 354,000 subscribers on YouTube. Subscribing is free, don't forget that. It's not like Twitch where you got to pay money. So yeah, just pop in there, it'd be lovely. Alrighty. Before we do the question, we've done all the g'days. I made cheese. I made cheese. There we go. There's a revelation for you. Let me see if I can find a picture of this said cheese and pop it up. Yeah, let's pop it up on the second monitor. Let's just, can we do this? There we go. So there you go. There's my cheese that I made on Thursday. I vacuum packed it yesterday. It is a stirred curd cheddar with green peppercorns. Absolutely a pleasure to make. I've actually modified the recipe a little bit. I've come up with a modification for those of us with sore backs and legs. And absolutely it works like a treat. So that's one of the pictures. Let me just kind of find another one. It's actually a video still. Do I have a top-down version? Let's just get rid of that. What have we got there? There we go. There's the top-down version. So I got pretty good distribution of the green peppercorns. So now the video, I was talking to Kim, as I do, and just wondering, do I release the video now, like this week, or do I wait the 3 months for it to mature? These are things I struggle with. In the past, I've had some commentary that I should wait for the cheese to mature before I release a video to make sure that it's viable. I don't know. This is something I've been struggling with the last year as well. I think that that waiting for the maturation period is probably the prudent thing to do. So yeah, I think it's probably good to see it all in one video. Plus, if something happens to the cheese for whatever reason, it's probably best to pick that up before I release the video, and I can make any changes. Yeah, so that's it. Also, I have some footage of my new cheese fridge. I'll just share a little bit of a clip here. There we go. There's my new cheese fridge there, with a little bit of cheese in it and space for some more cheese and some wine. And of course, there's Hamish. I was told him to move. He's playing statues, as you can see there. I give you a wink. There you go. That was before he got an upset tummy today. So there he is. And then I said, mate, just stand still. And then he decided to come closer. He's a funny sausage, isn't he? All right, back to me mug. Oh, goodness me. So that's my cheese fridge, new one. There will be a video about that very, very soon. Yeah, bear with me. I will get that done in the next couple of days. So that'll be the video out this week. Yeah, so that's what we'll do. All right, so back to Khaled's question. First question of the day. It says, I have questions. I think there's only one. I'm in Saudi Arabia and can only get rennet. I can't get starters or calcium chloride, but I can get raw cows and sheep's milk. What type of starters can I do without? If I have raw milk, and is there any recommendations? Great question. And in fact, Persnickety kind of answered it for you. There is one cheesemaker, the Milk Slinger. So Jennifer, what's her last name? We'll just go with Jennifer. I've forgotten. Sorry, Jennifer. She's probably in there somewhere. Yeah, Jennifer has made a very good video. Let me just find it for you. Can we go to YouTube and search? Let's find YouTube. We're on YouTube, I realise that. But we'll go to the second monitor. The Milk Slinger. Let's go find her, and we'll find... There she... Oh, in fact, Clabber was the first video to come up. Right, so let's... okay, let's search her site. Clabber... Now, I don't use raw milk, and that's the reason I'm referring you to her. Mastering the art of making clabber. So this clabber is basically milk that's been left on the side in a sanitized jar, and the lactic acid takes over, and that's present in the milk. So not the lactic bacteria in the milk takes over and produces a starter culture. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to save this for you and put this into the chat. To make How to make clabber. That's what we want. There we go. So in the chat is how to make clabber, and that's from Jennifer. Thank you, Jennifer. I personally don't use clabber because I use pasteurized milk, and that's all I can get. We can't get raw milk here in Victoria. Yeah, so yeah, go and check out her video. She is a wealth of milk. She only uses raw milk. So go and check out her videos. Make sure that she has a successful taste test before you try and make the cheese. That's my only stipulation on going to watch her videos. I think that's what you should check for. Make sure she has a taste test. But yeah, follow hygiene to the nth degree with raw milk, because you can't. It's probably not tested by a dairy and stuff like that. Okay. Yeah, Persnicky's right. It says, I think her clabber is continual. She takes out a bit, adds fresh milk, gives it a shake and lets it sit. And it really all to do with the temperature as well. Your room temperature. I don't know what her room temperature is. So for me, it's about 21 degrees Celsius. Where I am, because we've got double glazing in our house, and it stays a fairly constant temperature. So, but go and check out our channel. If you're dealing in raw milk, then it's probably the best place to go. There's some feedback on the video thing. What have we got here? We got Persnickety says he'd wait 3 months, then you can show the original, then do a taste test. Okay, yep, cool. Lufo the Alien says, not that my opinion should matter. Why wouldn't it be? Everybody's opinion matters on this channel. I agree with waiting for the cheese to mature. It's nice to see the before and after. Yes. And we have a good question too. That's about it, I think. Mike says, I'm happy to see the early video. At worst it fails and we learn not what to do. Only problem with that, Mike, and look, I used to have that school of thought, is that soon as I release a video, people scramble off all over the world and go and make the cheese. So that way, if it does fail, if my recipe is not sound, like I haven't added enough salt or what have you, everybody's going to have the same issue, and that would not really work. So unfortunately. So look, I probably knew the answer to the question when I think about it. Okay. Cool Cat says, from cat to dog, love to Hamish, hoping his tummy is better. Yes, he's gonna, he won't eat at the moment. Well, I offered him a little treat and he wouldn't have a bar of it. So, you know, when his tummy's not well, when a doggo doesn't eat. So, Lufo the Alien says, couldn't help but notice the Curd Nerd Gaming book. Yes, funny you should say that. I do. I have a channel. Can we find it? Where's my channel? Where is it? Curd Nerd Gaming. What a great place. I love it. Oh, why is there so many shorts? There we go. Here's the channel page. If anybody's interested, I'll put the link in. I play Elite Dangerous is my specific game of choice. I've made 104 episodes so far. I've got 508 subscribers, 162 videos. It's not the most popular gaming channel, but I have a very dedicated community of fellow Elite Dangerous commanders. I will put the link into the chat if anybody is interested. Yeah, there we go. So if you're into Elite Dangerous specifically, then yeah, go and check that out. It's always good for a laugh, and I'll tell you what, I have a great time. I really do. I tell you, I laugh so much. The community makes me laugh. Maybe they do that on purpose because they've got a great laugh, I reckon. Where is it? We have another question. Okay, so this one. Blank Faces, welcome to the stream. I meant to ask you, Cheeseman, you can call me Gavin, that's fine. Have you tried lemon ricotta cheese? I can't stop thinking about it. Ricotta is typically made with some form of acid anyway, sometimes lemon juice. So yeah, technically it's made with lemon or citric acid. So yeah, I think one of the videos I got a ricotta video. Where is it? I'll put the link. I made it with sheep's milk, would you believe? Let's have a look. Pecorino ricotta. Did I do that? Where's the video for that? It's got to be somewhere. Where the heck is it? Alright, probably this one, because, yeah, alright. Sorry. Just internal thought process at this time of the morning wasn't really working. So I made some ricotta out of some sheep's milk, some raw sheep's milk somebody gave me. So let's just put the... You can add anything you bloody like to it, basically. So, and get me fingers right. So this is pecorino. What the heck is this? Pecorino ricotta salata, which I formed into a nice cheese. Oh, it's tasted so nice once it was mature as well. You can do this with cow's milk, no problems at all. Ricotta, which I have in the past as well. Go and check this video out. Blank Faces, go and have a look at it. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised that you can actually make a hard cheese out of ricotta. It's so nice. So nice indeed. Alright, let's just get rid of that. Next question. Reese's says... Reese's? Yeah. If you could only eat one cheese for the rest of your life, which one would you pick and why? Look, I don't really... I love... My standard answer is I love all the cheeses. I haven't met a cheese I didn't like. And that's real cheese, not processed cheese. Look, I can't pick one, honestly. Why limit yourself to one when chances are I've made over 150 different styles of cheese and I've enjoyed every single one of them. So why limit yourself to just one through your whole life? I know it's a rhetorical. It's not rhetorical. Is that the question? Hypothetical. I know that, but I couldn't limit myself to one. There are so many beautiful cheeses out there. Goodness me, it'd be a shame if that happened ever. So yeah. Georgia has. I have an experiment idea for myself later when I have a roomy fridge and freezer to try multiple cultures, making thermophilic clabber and mesophilic clabber and trying to freeze dried cultures clabber. Now there are actually some versions. So the powdered starter cultures that I use are called direct vat inoculated. They're freeze dried cultures. Thermophilic, you can make things called mother cultures. There are actually, I think, Georgia, you're in the US, so New England cheese making supply would be the perfect place. I think they still sell them. Rare, they are very rare today. And what you do, you make up the mother culture, It's like a clabber kind of thing, but you add a powder to it, to milk, let it go thick and gluggy, and then you pour it into ice trays, and then put it in the freezer. Freeze them. Once the little ice cubes are frozen, you pop them into a plastic bag and store them in the freezer. And I think to inoculate any cheese, then you just add 2 or 3 ice cubes to the milk, and it inoculates the lactobacteria, come back to life, and away they go. Sorry, they're not dead, they're just dormant. So that's kind of how they work. But you see a lot of information about mother cultures in older books. I'm just trying to, do I have a book that talks about mother cultures? This is the original, well, this book here, the Home Cheese Making. I'm pretty sure it talks about mother cultures in here. Ricky Carroll's 3rd edition. Mother, M-O-T. Maybe not. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Milk. I'm sure that's where I read it. Mother culture's in here. Maybe I'm looking for starter culture. 2 seconds, just leave it with me. I'll find the answer. I know I could Google it, but why Google it when you've got a handy reference book here? T for starter. Starters, kefir, starters, adding, starters, page 20. Matt, I am well, thank you, mate. Page 20. It's good to have a good index. Starter cultures, different types. Direct starter versus prepared starter, which is a mother culture. It says traditionally starters were made from whey from the previous day's cheese making. Over the years, starters were prepared and then propagated from one batch to the next. These were known as mother cultures, brackets, reculturable starters. In the late 80s, the new technology of home starter cultures, known as direct set starters, were introduced for home cheese making. They are added directly to the milk, which eliminates the lengthy process of making the prepared starter. They save time, are very easy to use, and dramatically reduce the possible contaminants that enter the milk during the cheese making process. There you go. That's what a mother culture is. Alrighty. But yeah, you can try it. There's no hesitation whatsoever. I have a suggestion. I hope you accept. There is some older videos on the channel, including one about making traditional mozzarella. The music was very loud and I couldn't hear the recipe clearly. Okay, I've got a better recipe for you, Khaled. Let me just find it. We're full of recipes today. Mozzarella. You want to use real. You want to make real mozzarella. So I think what you're referring to, this video here, how to make real mozzarella at home. This used cow's milk. Yeah, it's very old. 8 years ago. There is a better one here. The delicious mozzarella de latte de buffalo. So buffalo mozzarella. Just use this method. Follow the recipe. You can use cow's milk if you really want to. So let's put this in. Good quality video. Buffalo mozzarella. Here we go. Seek and ye shall receive. And as far as the halloumi one goes, I have another halloumi. I've got lots of halloumi videos. Don't need to remake them. So the original one that you probably would have seen was this one. Yep. So I made a chili halloumi. Just don't put the chili in. The video is much better quality, so we can check out that. halloumi. You can check out that video there. There you go. So you only have to search. So the easiest way to find anything on the channel, if you come up, this is what it comes up with. Just go here. Just click on the little search. Search for any cheese you wish, and chances are you'll find it, which is perfect. All right, back to my ugly head. There we go. Alrighty. Next question is from. Yeah, that was possible no, I've done those. Reshot. Blank faces would pick a mature cheddar if they could only eat one. Semi, hello Semi, says, hello, what kind of salt can I use for cheese making instead of non-iodized? It is hard for me to find non-iodized here in Sarajevo. Yeah, so any sea salt usually has no iodine added to it. So sea salt or sea salt flakes would absolutely be perfect for cheese making. So see if you can find some of those. Yeah, iodine in the salt kills off the starter cultures, and yeah, it's also not good for rennet. That's chlorine. Yeah, the iodine does stifle the lactic bacteria activity. So there you go. You would say Cheshire, but it's getting harder to buy it. You make your own. I got a recipe for Cheshire. To extend the one cheese for life question, if you had to choose one type of milk for making cheese, what would you pick? Oh, goodness me. I would say, well, cow's milk. It's the easiest to get. So, but one of my favourite cheeses, flavours of cheese, is from a combination of goat and sheep's milk. So making traditional feta, the real Greek style feta, when I made that with 70% sheep's milk and 30% goat's milk, the flavour was just unbelievable. It's just amazing. So yeah, look, same again. I couldn't pick just one. I couldn't. Whatever milk, whatever you can get. Jordan, hello Jordan, love to see you. Says, I'm making some camembert for the first time with one of your kits. Oh, lovely. Just before wrapping, I noticed some coloured spots, grey and orange. How can I tell what moulds and blemishes are safe to eat? Okay, so the orange mould would be, usually it's Brevibacteria linens, which is in the environment. Hopefully not too much of it. Once you've wrapped it, they'll go away. And same as any grey spots. So what I'm thinking is those usually get transferred to the surface of the cheese from your hands. Okay. You actually have to, so what I do, my hand washing routine before I touch cheeses, to turn them or what have you, is I wash them with hot water and soap, and then I dry them off on a clean tea towel, and then I use hand sanitizer, all the stuff that we used during COVID. We've got stacks of it still. I certainly have. And just it's an alcohol-based sanitizer. So I just do that, and then your hands go dry, and then touch anything you like. But every time you go to touch the cheese, especially if you're turning it or rubbing it or what have you, then yeah, sanitize your hands, because your hands transfer bacteria to the cheese, and the cheese is a perfect medium for growing bacteria. How can you tell what's safe or not? Well, if it's not the colour that you introduced, it's probably not safe, but if they're only tiny, tiny little spots, then it's probably going to be okay. The white mould will grow over it. Okay. Robert has a question. Says, with blue cheeses, how far can you go before the moulding of the cheese isn't edible anymore? With blue cheese, usually 90 days is about the maximum time you want to mature a blue cheese. After that, you'll find that the Penicillium roqueforti, especially on the surface of the cheese, tends to die off and turn a little bit orange. It creates too much ammonia and starts to smell pretty funky. You can just scrape that off, that's no hassle, and then the Penicillium roqueforti inside the cheese is perfect, and you can eat it. In fact, a lot of blue cheeses get sold without their rinds, so I wouldn't worry about it too much, Robert. But yeah, don't go past 90 days. It doesn't make the cheese any better. It's unlike cheddar or any of those harder style cheeses where you can mature it for a long time. Blue cheeses, no. The mold has a finite limit of stuff it can do, so about 90 days is the max. Under that, yeah, it tastes just as good. So okay, Michelle, lovely to see you. Next month I may be able to get some fresh sheep's milk from an Amish guy my husband knows. I'm hoping to make manchego with a ricotta salata with it. Sorry about the spelling. No, that's fine. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. I hope you got one of those little molds. That would be pretty cool. You know, the manchego molds. I think Tracy sells them still up at what's it called, Cheese Needs in British Columbia. That's who I'd recommend anyway. You may already have one, Michelle. So there's some good choices. Also, try Pecorino Romano as well, as an alternative to manchego. You'll find that the flavour's just equally as amazing as manchego is. And definitely the sheep's milk will give you a massive yield on ricotta. So yeah, absolutely perfect. Mike has a question, says, I'm making my first natural rind cheese. It's my 5th hard Italian, but all the others have been vacuum packed. How often should I brush off the mold? Okay, well, as you know, the rind will go fairly dry fairly quickly because of the brining. Brushing the mold off is probably best unless you start to see that the mold starts to kind of eat into the rind. Doesn't happen very often with those drier cheeses. In my experience, just once a week, when you turn it, just brush it off, and that suffices. If the surface of the rind is fairly dry. If it's a little bit damp and you start to see all sorts of funky molds grow on it, Mike, then use the brine and vinegar routine. Not too much vinegar, it'll increase the overall acidity of the cheese. But if you've got any stubborn spots that won't come off, then that's what you do. You may also notice that the outside of the rind starts to go brown, and that's fine. It looks like a brown mold. There is no brown mold. It's just the texture of the rind starts to change colours. And yeah, it'll work no problems at all. So, but just be wary of that when you're doing your natural rind cheeses. What's the matter, Hamish? Do you want to go outside? Just 1 second, I'll be back in a sec. Young Hamish wants to go for a little break. I think he back again. I think he went to go and have some more grass. Poor little bugger. And Bonnie followed him, of course. All right. Next question is from Khaled, and he says, "Have you ever made cheese from camel's milk?" Yes, there are lots of camels in Australia, and it'd be challenging to catch one. That's the problem. There is a dairy, would you believe, in northern New South Wales that actually milk camels, and they make camel cheese. I have no personal experience whatsoever. Let me just do a Google search, find out the name of the place. Camels Milk Cheese Australia. There is one dairy. Oh, that's the one. Yeah, Summerland Camels. Okay, so let me just show you. There we go. So Summerland Camels is very small logo. Make it bigger, fellas. Is this their homepage? Ah, that's not the homepage. Alright, so Camel's Milk, there you go. You can buy it in Australia. Wow, $15 off your first order. I don't know how they ship it. There's obviously Camel's, that's how they serve it up. They got a shop. They make ice cream. Wow, they got everything. Country and Western. Look at that. They got powder and you got fresh milk. Australia's leading camel farm and dairy. Wow, they got a story. Let's read the story. Our story. Oh, they got a video. I can't show it. I'll get a copyright strike. Let's have a look. How to invest. I don't know about investing. 10 years ago, we identified a massive untapped resource, Australia's feral camel population, which is the largest and only disease-free population in the world. Today, the Australian Wild Camel Corporation, trading as Summerland Camels, has successfully industrialised the process, building a biological monopoly in the high-growth functional food sector. We have spent a decade proving the model, securing our supply chain, and establishing a multi-award winning brand. There you go. Now they do make cheese. There's their camels. Nice camels. Where do they live? Not the camels, the people. Where is this Summerland farm? Where is it? No contact. Where is it? Here it is. Oh, it's in Queensland. It's in Harrisville, Queensland. Okay. Can we zoom out? No, we can't zoom out on the map. Alright, cool. Sorry, no dogs. Alright, no pets allowed apparently. And they have cheese. They have cheese. Where is it? I know they make cheese. I saw them do it. Alright. Free download. Why Camel's Milk? Where's the cheese bit? Right, here we are. There's the cheese. Products. So they do milk. Wow, they won a gold at the Sydney Royal Show. Pretty prestigious here in Australia. Yeah, well. Camel milk contains no beta-casein A1. It's rich in vitamins, minerals, healing, immune proteins. It's silky smooth. Okay, so they make camel milk powder, marinated Persian feta. Very, very nice. I don't know why it's Persian, but yeah, it's just a marinated white cheese. I've made it. It's blooming delicious. They make fresh fromage blanc. They make camel's milk halloumi. Oh, that'd be lovely. Yes. They make camel milk gelato. Okay, what else we got? Camel milk and honey vodka. That'd be from the way. Yeah, very nice. Okay, that's it. That's all the cheeses they make. Anyway, there you go. Good question, Khaled. There we go. It's all happening. So somebody has tapped the camel market here in Australia. Magnificent, enterprising young people they are. Lovely. Alrighty. Michelle does have a Manchego mold. Yes, it wasn't cheap. Yeah. When you put camel milk in your tea. Oh, what I will do. Oh. Lovely. All right. Here's a quiz. Here's a quiz for the chat. That was funny. I liked it. What was? Oh, sorry. Doggos want to come back. Hang on. Never work with children and animals, apparently. Come on, lie down. Oh, you poor sausage. You alright? You gonna say hello to the peeps? Come here. Come on. Good boy. Don't be grumpy. Here he is, poor little sausage. Bonnie, stop it. Bonnie. Goodness me. Oh, I love you, Hamish. You'll be right. All right, Bonnie. Right, go and lie down. Go and lie down now. Come on, no barking on stream. Goodness me. I think they'll be used to it for all the... Need more adventures of Bonnie and Hamish. I was actually talking to Kim about that persnickety, and Kim said, we've seen so much AI slop lately of talking animals and dogs and stuff like that. She said to me, should we even bother doing the Hamish and Bonnie channel? It takes days and days to make a Hamish and Bonnie video. And those who don't know, Bonnie and Hamish do have a channel. They got their own channel because they can. Why wouldn't they, really? There you go. Hamish and Bonnie the Westies. That's these two clowns. And they get up to, well, they used to, until my back gave out. And yeah, we don't do the video. It's just so much work. So I will pop that into the chat for you. Here we are. This is their channel. When they're well, go and check them out. Yeah, it would be good. Right, go and lie down. You're not well. Come on. Come on, go and lie down on the pillow. Oh, come on, mate. There we go. Come on, lie down. You're not going outside. Hope I don't regret that. All right. We won't do the gallery. We'll do the gallery at 8 o'clock, which is in 15 minutes. So if you've got any more questions still, throw them in the chat, or we'll be having the Hamish and Bonnie show instead. So yeah, please, the show keeps going as long as you have questions. Is what goes on. Until such time, I'll have a cuppa. Now, remembering that we do have, I do have super chats and stuff active on this channel. If you want to show your love that way, then absolutely fine. No, I'm having a biscuit for breakfast. And what happens when you do a super chat? The Curd Nerd light goes off, and obviously you get priority answering of the questions. So, okay. So, oh, what's that for? Let's just start the stream. We've already been going for 45 minutes. Now, one thing that I found, remember how, when was the last time I made a cheese? Let's have a look. Before Thursday, that is. Let's go to the channel. Where are we? So the last cheese I made, technically, was Caprine Provençal 3 months ago, when I felt good enough to actually make a cheese. So this one here, which is a lovely cheese. So when did I make it? Well, yeah, 3 months ago. Yeah, I'll tell you what, beautiful. I'll tell you what, it didn't last long. I had 3 jars and it went in a heartbeat. The family devoured it. It was so good. That was made with goat's milk, so yeah, absolutely lovely. Now the shit, what was my train of thought? My train of thought was that I had this method now. Let me just get rid of that. And the method that I have, and do I still have those videos? Where is it? I don't know if I can show it. What am I doing here? 2 seconds. I'm just trying to bring up some raw video footage of unedited videos. No, that's not the droids I'm after. Yeah, this shows it right. Hang on, just 2 secs. Sorry about this. Righto. So, if we go to the second monitor, so this is the recent make. So this is the stir-curd cheddar with peppercorn. So, how I managed to make it, having the issues that I have, I can't really stand for longer than, without moving, this is, for more than 10 minutes. My legs go numb and then my toes start to throb, and it's because of the back injury that I got. Anyway, so what I did, and this footage shows it, is every 5 minutes, instead of stirring constantly like I would have to for 45 minutes for this recipe, I modified it in such a way that every 5 minutes I just stirred it, just made sure that the temperature was right, of course. So give it a quick stir, stop the curds from matting, and then once I was satisfied that there was nothing, there was no matting going on, and matting means that the curds clump together down the bottom, which they will do if you don't stir it. And then I just put the lid back on, and then went and sat down again. And I did that every 5 minutes. Just set a timer on whatever timer you want to use. I used Alexa, and I did this for 45 minutes. So anyway, so that's what I did, and that worked really well. So instead of having to worry about standing at the sink constantly or have a stirring machine like the Stirmate that would clump or what have you. Are you all right, Hamish? Gotta lie down, buddy. Then basically what I did was just, like I said, every 5 minutes, come back, give it a quick stir, go and sit down. It was easy because I was watching a movie at the time, just in the other room. And when the alarm went off, I got up, stretched my legs, stirred, went, sat back down again. And that way I didn't have any issues with my legs. So I'm going to try that with the next cheese as well, and we'll see what happens. I don't think I actually have to stir the next one. Valence is not a cheese we stir. There you go. So we don't have to worry about that at all, so that'll be fantastic. There is a question from Just One. Says, what does marinating cheese in oil actually do? Is it mainly for preservation? It's actually mainly for flavour. So with marinated cheeses, that sort of thing, you actually infuse into the oil herbs. And do I have a good shot of that Caprine Provençal? Do I have the raw footage here? Just looking for it, or did I transfer it across to the archive drive? Are you okay? Oh, hang on. Be right back. Sorry about that. Hamish didn't want to be here. He wanted to be outside and he wanted to be sick. But anyway, so looking at my footage for Caprine Provençal. Yep. Is that the footage? Sorry, I'll just find it and I'll bring it up. Ah, there we go. Right. So, here we go. So I infused a whole bunch of herbs and spices, as we can see here. This is just the raw footage without any sound. So I used a whole bunch of spice mixes from Herbie's, which is a popular spice and herb provider here in Australia. And I mixed them up first in my little ramekins, did the right portions, and they're all in the recipe on the video. But it's the herbs, and sorry, I'll chop it up. So I've got my little herb mix there, and basically the herbs infuse into the oil, giving it a bit of flavour, as you can see, just skipping forward there. Yeah, lovely. And I did the same thing over and over. Alright, so yeah, so that's what the oil's for. It's just to infuse into the... And the flavours then infuse from the herbs into the cheese without actually adding the herbs into the cheese. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think so. There you go. That's what we do. Persnickety says that's what I do. Stir, stir, sit and sip, read a bit, and then stir. Yeah, it tell you what. Look, you do what you have to do to make the cheese, I reckon. So yeah, absolutely, I agree with you, Persnickety. I think the older I get, I still want to make cheese. It felt so good on Thursday. After the session I finished, I really had to, I bought all the camera gear and stuff because, normally you guys probably wouldn't have to film it. If you do, you do, that's great. But it took me about an hour to get all the camera gear together, take it into the kitchen where I make the cheese, because there's no sink out here in the studio. One of the things we were not allowed to have in the studio was plumbing, because then it's determined as a habitable dwelling, and under the building permit that we got, this is a shed. It's a glorified shed, but it is a shed nonetheless, so we couldn't have any plumbing in here. So I just had to take all the camera gear, put it into the kitchen, and so I did that the day before, so that helped out. And yeah. Murray says, have I tried a saddle stool on wheels? I've used one when my back hurt, with a sit-stand table, also in the kitchen, in my sewing room, at a high machine. You stay in an upright posture. Funny you should say that. Let me just bring up my Amazon page. Where the heck is it? I bought a stool for the next session. Just to no, not Amazon.com. Where's the Aussie one? Bloody hell! Right, where is my orders? Your orders, Gavler. Where? There it is. This is, I'll just share because I like sharing. There we go. So that is the stool I bought. Nice wooden bar stool. Yes, that's Australian dollars, not US dollars. And as you can see, I purchased it on the 12th of February. It turned up. It looks great, so I can straddle it sideways or not sideways. A very sturdy little stool. I'm very happy with it. And yeah, it's so at countertop height, it's proper. So when I sit, I'm more vertical. So as Murray says, so yeah, your back stays in an upright position, doesn't hurt as much, and then there's no pressure on your legs. So I should be able to sit at the kitchen sink a little bit longer if I needed to now. So I don't know why I didn't do it before. I have no idea what's going on in my brain, but yeah, absolutely perfect. So That's what I did. So if anybody wants the very flash stool, do I have a link? Yeah. Okay. Copy the link. Put it in here. This is the stool. Where's me bloody mouse gone? If anybody is thinking of it, there you go. I get a small commission from that link. If anybody purchases via it. But yeah, really good. I've already sat on it for about an hour, and I had to move around a couple of times, so I turned it, straddle it, and then turn around to the other way, just so your legs don't hurt a little bit. But yeah, it works a lot better than standing, that's for sure. But great tip, thank you, Murray. Khaled said, what is the closest cream cheese recipe to the well-known Philadelphia cream cheese? Is it French cream cheese? In my honest opinion, humble opinion, Philadelphia cream cheese is an abomination. If you want a true cream cheese, then yeah, try the French cream cheese recipe. For those who haven't seen it, it is absolutely amazing. It is one of the best cream cheeses I've ever tasted. Let me just find that for you. Let me just find it. French cream cheese. It is just, it blew me away. It was just so good. I made so many things with it. Let me just put that in the chat. French cream cheese. Far superior product than Philadelphia cream cheese in that horrible block craft, whatever they make. There you go. If you want real cream cheese, go and make that. You will be amazed. Absolutely amazed. Persnickety says the only one where I have to keep stirring is Parmesan, as it mats up crazy quick. Yes, any of those hot thermophilic cheeses, they do mat really, really quickly because of the heat they coalesce. So yeah, absolutely. So I agree 100% with you, Persnickety. And good observation for Gav to say that any sort of cheese is an abomination, puts it in the same class as that atrocious maggot cheese, the Kasumazu. Yes, that's the one. That's the one. I wouldn't go near it in a pink fit. People get really sick. That's why it's banned, and only these crazy farmers make it. Oh, dogs are back again. Hang on, I'll back again. Back again, lots of breaks. Sorry about that. You know, you got to look after the sick doggos. Yes, I know, mate. I know. What can you do? Okay, now lie down. That's what the best thing for you. Alrighty, so that's yes, Philadelphia cream cheese. Crazy. Anyway, it is what it is. Right, so, oh, do you want a biscuit now? Do you? Oh, hang on. This is the dog stream. I'll give me a little tiny bit of biscuit. Hopefully this doesn't come back to bite me in the butt. Oh, he is hungry now. You okay? You can't have any more. This is mine. Come on. Go lie down. Is that alright? Not going to be sick now? See how that goes. Sorry about that. I should have cheese for breakfast. Cheese and biscuits. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Right. So there was a question at the start of the stream. I think just one said it. Where is it? I'm looking for it. Oh no, I can't go back any further. Oh my god. Alright, so can I go back any further here? I've got two feeds. Where is it? Right, so the question is, and see how many people can come up with the answer. Just one says, one of my baseball YouTube channels randomly did this short this morning about how fast can you name 5 cheeses that start with the letter P. Okay, so I've got probably 4 that I can remember off the top of my head. Parmigiano Reggiano, Pool, which is a donkey cheese, Pania, Pecorino Romano, fifth one, Persian Feta, there you go, there's 5. There's anybody think of any more? So, cheeses that start with the letter P. Go on Google it if you want to. Go on, off you go. And then put your answers in the chat. That'll be lovely. So I could rattle off 5. Technically Persian Feta is... Oh, it starts with a P. It's got P, Persian, yeah, okay. Provolone, of course it is. Thank you, Panhandle Prepper. Provolone is a delicious cheese. Made it a couple of times. Probably not the same as real provolone, which I actually have bought and tasted, and it tastes lovely. Any more for any more? No more biscuits, Hamish. Sorry. You're not well. Go and lie down. Pepper Jack? Yeah, alright, I'll give you that one. Ah, very good. Very good indeed. It's all happening here this morning, isn't it? A bit more leisurely than normal. Hopefully you can hear the music still too. I hope it's not too loud. Alright, you sit down there, that's a good boy. Nursing a sore doggo. Come on, you got a sore belly. There we go. You'll be right, buddy. I'll give you some lunch at lunchtime. Okay, now there you go. So we had 2 extras. So we got 7. 7 cheeses that start with P. Alright. And what does AI say? Can we get Copilot to figure it out? I'm just using Copilot. It's nothing preferred about this at all. Give me a list of cheeses that start with P. There we go. What's Copilot going to say? Parmesan, Pecorino, Provolone, Pania, Port Salut, of course, and Pepper Jack, and then a whole bunch of different Pecorinos. Pont l'Evêque. There's one. There's another one. Too many Pecorino. Everything. Pecorino Toscano. Pecorino Fossa. Pecorino de Grotta. Oh, everything Pecorino Crotonese. So many P's. Okay. So we had the main ones anyway. That's good. I like that. That was good. Mike says, you must make more cheese than you can eat. What do you do with the excess? Good question, Mike. And this is probably for anybody who's new to the hobby. You make a whole bunch of cheese, and what the heck do you do with it? So, I don't make as much cheese as I used to, obviously, due to lack of videos, as you saw, and that injury and all that sort of good stuff. So we would, like I said, the soft and fresh cheeses, we're going to eat fairly quickly, so we come up with recipes that we that we need those cheeses in, and then just make them as part of our normal dinners and stuff like that. So, or have more cheese platters than we would normally have. So, yeah, there's not much you can do about that. But for the harder cheeses, basically, I'll take a quarter of the cheese, I'll vacuum pack it and put it into the kitchen fridge. We've got a section in the kitchen fridge that is just for cheeses. I've got so many cheeses there. What I should do is make another video. Yeah, there's a thought for you, Gav. There's a video. Cheeses Gav has in his fridge. Cheese taste test. Leftover cheese, or there's no such thing as leftover cheese. From the stuff. What I've got in storage. Yeah, that'll do. Something like that. I don't know what the title should be, but we'll figure it out. Alright, there you go. So that's what I do with the excess. Or sometimes, if I've got lots, like if the French cream cheese, I made up a couple of punnets and gave them away to friends because I had like 1.8 kilos of French cream cheese. But mainly, yeah, we'll eat it or I'll store it for prosperity when we have a bit of a cheese drought like now. So I have been cracking into some of the cheeses. There you go. Just one. What's your favourite soft fresh cheese? Just trying to think. I wouldn't put Camembert in the class of soft cheese, fresh cheeses, because that's more of a that's a white mold cheese. I reckon St. Ivel, you know, of all the cheeses that I've made recently, because St. Ivel, I think I matured it for what, a week, 7 days, something like that. Yeah, that's still a soft fresh cheese. I think, yeah, St. Ivel, really, really nice. If you haven't made that one yet, then you know I reckon you should give it a go, because it was really delicious. It was like a bitey, mature cheddar, but a fresh cheese, if that makes sense. Just like it said on the packet back in the marketing back in the old days. So if you haven't made St. Ivel, go and check it out. It is very, very tasty little fresh cheese. So there you go. So that is my favourite soft fresh cheese of the last 12 months. So I've made many others, but that one's nice. And of course, like I said, I can't wax lyrically enough about French cream cheese, which is absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so because we've been going for an hour already, sorry, we'll do the gallery. There's only a few photos, but we'll do it anyway. Because I love the gallery. Okay. So the gallery is brought to you by you, the Curd Nerds. You guys send in photos to me quite often. We only have a few this week, but there's been a bit of a drought on, but that's okay. So this first one, and I'll show you how to send them in to me, or where to send them after this. So the first one is from Gary. And Gary says, "Hi Gavin, I've been making cheese now for 2 months using your videos and I'm loving it. Excellent. Thanks for your channel and content." No problems, mate. Cheeses I've made so far, Caerphilly, Jarlsberg, Brie ×2, Parmesan, Lancashire, goat's cheese cheddar, and red Leicester. Oh, that's a pretty good effort in the last 2 months. Well done, Gary. Attached are 2 photos of my Parmesan after 1 month in the ripening box. Okay, so this is the first, right, so that's the before photo. The first week I was using a brine wash on it daily, and since then rubbing it with a cloth to control the growth. I'll be grateful to hear during After Cheeseman 387 what you think about how it looks both before and after a daily rubbing. I don't know if I'd rub it daily. I'd do it every week, once a week. When I open the ripening box, it smells like damp soil or musty forest. Yes, it will. There isn't much condensation inside. the box, and I wipe it out daily. Does the mold growth look okay? I am rubbing off. Am I rubbing off? Am I rubbing off too much mold or not enough? Thanks again for the channel, Gary. Now, just looking at that, I can't take. Well, I don't know. That's not white. The rind is really dry, right? And that's good. And it's not cracked, so that's even better. So the humidity must be just right in the ripening box that you use in there, Gary. So that's before, and that's after. So there's not a lot. So what's actually happening, this white stuff, I don't think it's mold, I think it's salt. So that's what it looks like to me. It doesn't look like white mold. Yeah, I wouldn't rub it too much. Parmesan has a fairly clean rind. It has a little bit of a thick rind, but it has a fairly clean rind. Yeah, I think maybe you're overdoing it. I would do it like once a week, Gary, because I don't think the mold's going to build up that much in the ripening box over a week. Now, just remember, this is a month, is it? Let me have a look. What does it say? After 1 month. Okay, so it's the rind is probably developed enough, and the inside of the cheese has probably released enough moisture via evaporation that you could safely vacuum pack this and not have to worry about rubbing it daily or weekly, as I suggest. But if you want to go for another month, for instance, then you could certainly do that. So, but wipe it weekly, unless you see excessive growth. So yeah, obviously it's your personal preference. If you want to do it daily, then go for it, but I think that's pretty excessive. It's just a time consuming thing. So if you don't get that much mold growth over a week, and I can't see any black mold whatsoever on it, so not to worry about that. If this is just white powdery mold on the outside, then it's probably salt leaching from the inside. So I think you've done all right. You're doing all right so far. And the rind looks like it's starting to thicken quite well by the coloration of it. So yeah, you could probably vacuum pack it now. But thanks, Gary, for sending in your photo. That's absolutely fantastic. Okay, the next one is from Mari. And she's watching at the moment. This is Mari's Red Leicester. It says, hi Gavin, pictured is a red Leicester with some ripe green zebra tomatoes I picked from the garden. I love the green zebra tomatoes. They are so delicious. So deceiving, but so delicious. They're very sweet. The cheese is still young. It has only been aging for 13 weeks. What's that? 3 months. That's probably okay for a red Leicester. I have split the cheese and put most of it back into the cheese cave to age further, for some for 6 months, some for 9 months. That way I can decide what I like best. Just now it is mild and sweet tasting. It is saltier than I expected, but not unpleasantly so. Yeah, Leicester is a little bit saltier than cheddar, so that's why I did that rub on the outside when we're air drying. So yeah, that works. I can also tell I need to work on my pressing more. My cheeses all have mechanical holes. Regards, Mari. Let's have a look at these so-called mechanical holes. You know when you cut into a block of cheddar, real cheddar, not the supermarket stuff, but a real, not the cheap supermarket stuff, but a real cheddar, then you find that it has these holes. It has mechanical holes. Cheddar is notoriously hard to press anyway. You need a lot of pressure, but I think you've done a very good job here, Mari. For the red Leicester, this is probably more a Leicester, not a red Leicester, unless it's the coloration of the photo. I don't know how dark red this is, because a red Leicester is a lot darker. Do I have a picture? Let's have a look. Red Leicester. There we go. So it's more that colour there. There you go. Best red Leicester. Yeah, so it's more orangey. Yeah, and if you look at Red Leicester from a packet, this is from Snowdonia, I think. This is a cheese a day challenge I did once. Let's have a look at that. Look at the colour of that Red Leicester. So a little bit of natto. It's just for appearance. It wouldn't change the taste of it at all, one iota. So yeah, that's the. Oh, we'll just stop that. That's the colour of the Red Leicester. So yeah, a little bit more natto. Don't be shy to use it. It's just a colorant. Doesn't add any flavour to the cheese at all. So yeah, fantastic. So I think that's it from the gallery today. Thank you, Gary and Murray, for sending those in. Absolutely fantastic. There we go. There's my head again. If you want to send in your photos, where can you send them? Well, let me just show you. You go to the channel page. God, second monitor's getting a flogging today. So we go to this bit here. Do you want to become a curd nerd? Love eating cheese, can't get enough, blah, blah, blah. You click the more. And down here in the little description pop-up, it says view email address. Now, you can only do this on a PC, Mac, in a browser. You can't do it using the YouTube app on a device. It has to be in a browser. And then you click view email address, and that's the email address that you send your photos to. So don't hesitate to shoot through some of your successes or even your failures. I can certainly help out, kind of diagnose what may be wrong with your cheese if you have issues. But absolutely jump in there, send photos through. The more the merrier. I don't mind. I could have a half an hour gallery, no problems whatsoever. So if you've made a cheese recently and you're proud of it, or you want help diagnosing what's wrong, then yeah, shoot them through to this email address here. That would be absolutely fantastic. Right, press the button, Gav. There we go. Alrighty. So that was the gallery. Now we've got some more questions. Where is it? Carolyn says, what is an easy cheese to make with my 9-year-old? Okay. So kids have a notoriously short attention span. So you want a fairly quick cheese to make. One of the easiest ones, if you want a quick result, would be paneer. So it's an Indian cottage cheese. Basically, if you look at any Indian dishes with cheese in them, any vegetarian ones, the protein they put in there is paneer. So things like palak paneer, which is a spinach sauce with paneer, yeah, absolutely would be perfect. Where are the dogs? Are the dogs inside? Doggos! Oh yeah, sitting in the armchair. It's alright. Just making sure they're not being sick somewhere. Sorry about that. Yeah, so paneer, absolutely perfect to make. I would not recommend quick mozzarella because the curds get really hot. They might burn themselves. So yeah, paneer is a good one. I'm just thinking, I was going to recommend halloumi there, but that takes an afternoon, a good afternoon at least. I've made it in about, I want to say 2 hours, but probably a little bit long, probably 3 hours takes to make halloumi. What else? Just ricotta, nice and easy. Bring your milk to nearly boiling and add some acid, and you'll get a cheese as well. Salt it and the kids will love it. So there's a couple of suggestions. I hope that helps, Carolyn. Okay. Khaled says, in the Parmesan recipe you stated that the milk fat should be 2.2%. What if it were higher than that, like the normal limit of approximately 4%? What would happen then? Then you would be making a Romano. Usually, what's a cow's milk Romano? Vaccia Romano. So yeah, to be a cow's milk Romano, which uses full fat milk. The best way to, and Carla, you said you've only got access to raw milk. A good way to do it is to let the milk stand for a couple of hours and then skim the cream off the top. You won't get it all. If you get a bit of cream off it, then you're going to lower the milk fat and you're going to get a decent amount of milk for Parmesan. So you could try that. But other than that, for those who don't have raw milk, you can use a thing called Pearson Square. And I have a video on Pearson Square. Fat in milk. I think that's, I call it something like that. There we go. If we go to the second monitor. So the video is called Calculating Milk Fat Content for Cheese Making using Pearson Square. There's a formula and a website and a whole bunch of stuff. And you can mix whole milk or full cream milk with skim milk and lower the milk fat content, which works really well. Hang on, I'm adjusting milk fat. This works really well. I've done it many times now and calculated what percentage of milk fat that I wanted for my cheese. So go and check that out. You will be pleasantly surprised on how easy it is. You can also raise milk fat by adding cream instead of skim milk to lower it, cream to increase it. And yeah, persnickety, that's 100% right. If you want to bring the milk fat content up to get a higher yield of your cheese as well. Okay. Just one says, have you explored Mexican style cheeses with vinegar or citrus as the curdling agent? Probably the main one would be queso Oaxaca, which is the one that looks like a tennis ball. It's a stretch curd cheese, and they add. There's a couple of ways they make it. There's a traditional way they make it by allowing the milk to sit and curdle, and then they make a cheese out of it and make a stretchy cheese out of it, heat the milk up and the curds up. So they're using lactic bacteria to create the acid there. They also make a very similar sort of queso Oaxaca using the quick mozzarella method, where they add citric acid or lemon juice or vinegar to the milk, and you get a stretchy sort of cheese there. So I do have a video on Oaxaca on how we did it. Oh, how do you spell it? O-X something. No, doesn't have an ox. Oaxaca. O-A. Oh, is this? No. Oh, what's it called? Mexican string cheese. I've got to find it. I know. There we go. Mexican string cheese, Oaxaca. This is what it looks like. It looks like a tennis ball wrapped. Yeah, so cheese made in Oaxaca region of Mexico. That's how you spell it, yeah. So you could use this method. I've used it many times. It tastes great. Let me just grab that for you and put it into the thing. Where is it? Here's a recipe for queso Oaxaca. I'm getting a bit too much light behind me, aren't I? All right, let me just... there we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? Take that up. There we go. I'm a bit more lit now. Yeah, the light... sunrise, you know, sun comes up and stuff like that. Anyway, crazy. What else we got there? All right, that's all I got to say there. If anybody has any more questions, don't hesitate to pop them in the chat. before I run out of things to talk about. But did I mention this week's cheese that I'm going to make? If I can get my hands on some goat's milk. Look funny without my glasses, don't I? If I can get my hands on some goat's milk, which usually I can. I have to go to a specific Coles supermarket here in my town to get it. Not all of them sell it for some reason. Yeah, if I can source the goat's milk this week, so I'll go out on Wednesday and search for that and grab it before my cheese make on Thursday. Yeah, so I'm going to make Valencia. I've got the pyramid molds and all that. Carolyn, yes, I can grab the link for you for the paneer. It's a very old video, but it'll be fine. It's a recipe that I got from an Indian friend of mine when I used to work in corporate. She swears by it. This is the recipe her nana makes back in India. So she gave me the recipe that her nana actually wrote, so I photocopy of it, of course. So yeah, go and check that out. There's paneer recipe. So easy. So easy. You need milk, yogurt, and I think I used lemon juice. Yeah, fresh from the lemons off my tree. So couldn't get much fresher than that. So go and check that out. Yeah, so Valencia in the little diamond molds. So the diamond molds that I'll be using, sorry, diamond, what am I talking about? Pyramid. Bloody dag. Diamond molds. Alright, so I'll show you where I've got them. I've got them for sale, actually. This is not a plug. This is just showing you that this is the type of mold that I'm going to use. So over on my sheet, so I've got a large one. These are probably best if you're not going to drain the curds, but I'm going to drain the curds and I'm going to put them into, where the heck are they? Oh, there they are. So that's the style of cheese I'm going to be attempting. So that's Valencia there. So this is the small pyramid cheese basket. So you got to drain the curds first and then put the curds into the molds. Not the way I did it the first time, which I never showed the video of, and that was drain them like you would a camembert. Because what happens is the curds shrinks too much. Let's bring the photo up. So the curds shrink too much down to about here. I don't know if you can you see the pointer? So down to about there, and it was a very small little pyramid. So lesson learned, and I read more information about making Valencia. Let me just go back to this one here. This book here. So Mastering Artisan Cheese Making by Giannis Caldwell. Great book, well researched, lots of science in there as well. You can see a picture of Valencia here already. Yeah, it's got ash on it. She goes into a fairly decent description of how to make one. So I used the recipe in this book and her additions and comments. So I've got a great recipe now on how to make it using Gav's special modifications, especially the size, because she makes like 4 or 5 gallon batches of these things. Anyway, so I only want to make like 4 of these using this mold. And yeah, hopefully they're going to look like that or something very close to that, using goat's milk, making Valencia. So amazing little cheese. So we'll be using some French cheese ash, or as I showed on the I think it was last week's stream, the activated charcoal, which is exactly what they use these days on cheese. So that was the timer for the gallery, but we've already done that. Yeah, so gonna make a Valencia this week if we can get the milk. So that's the plan. Hopefully it all works out. That's one that hasn't been on the channel before. So yeah, so that'll be a good one. So just one says, does adding ash change how the cheese matures? or is it just for looks? It is, it's absolutely necessary. So because we're using geotrichum and penicillium not roque 40, brain fart, candidum, to make the surface of the, because goat's milk is more acidic than cow's milk, right? So to lower that acidity and to allow those two white molds to grow on the surface of that cheese, then we absolutely need a little bit of ash, which neutralizes the pH, so it makes it closer back to 7 again. It doesn't go to all the way to 7, but closer to 7. And this helps the white molds to grow on the outside of the cheese. You actually can't taste it. There's no taste to the ash. It's such a small coating. So it absolutely does change how the cheese matures. Without the ash, and if you add just, you try to make something like a goat's milk camembert, you're going to fail spectacularly, because you'll also find that you get skin slip really bad using goat's milk. I've found this out from experience. So the ash, neutralizes the surface of the cheese and allows the two molds to grow prolifically, and therefore create better breakdown of the proteins and make the cheese a little bit softer. So that's what it does. Great question. First time somebody's ever asked me that one, I think. So well done. Okay. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go for the skin slip. Oh, what is skin slip? Nice. Yes. So what happens is the white mold ripened cheese ages too quickly. So proteolysis, which is the breakdown of the proteins, right? And it causes this gooey layer just under the surface of the white mold. And then when you try to pick the cheese up and turn it, the skin slips off. So what has happened probably is that the cheese has not been salted enough, or the cheese is at too high a temperature that the proteins are breaking down too fast. That's why a lot of the camembert recipes, or any white mold cheese recipe, has temperatures below 10 degrees Celsius. So between 7 and 10 degrees slows down the proteolysis, something shocking, which is great in this example, and it prevents skin slip. That's why my camembert recipe, the very original one, I just had it sitting at 13 degrees for the whole 4 weeks. I changed it in the second version of my camembert, whereas soon as the cheese is wrapped, after it's got a nice white coating after the 10 days, soon as it's wrapped in micro perforator paper, I put it into the kitchen fridge at 4 degrees Celsius, still on its ripening box, and that slows down any formation of skin slip or that gooey layer underneath, and the rest of the cheese is all chalky. So that's what happens. All right. Panhandle Prepper says, I've had that happen, never knew what caused it. I milk a lot of goats and make cheese with raw milk, thank you. No problems at all. Khaled said, is there a limit to aging of cheeses, or is it endless, especially with cheeses like Parmesan? Yeah, it's all about the humidity you're maturing these cheeses at. Remember that if it's fairly dry, the cheese is going to dry out, it's going to go rock hard. So there is absolutely an end date to cheeses. But if you can keep the moisture intact in the cheese, then you can age it out. I've had double Gloucester. I made a double Gloucester, and I think I've still got a little bit of it. And I aged it out to 7 years, and my goodness, the crystals inside were absolutely delicious. I've made a Parmesan that a Pecorino Romano that I made. I aged that out to 2.5 years. Absolutely fantastic. But you've got to keep the humidity up, or keep them waxed or vacuum packed for that amount of time, or they're just going to lose far too much moisture and they're going to be inedible. You're only going to be able to grate them. So, Okay, we've got a super chat. I don't know why the light hasn't gone off at the back. Thank you. Where's the super chat light? There we go. That's what I'm looking for. There you go. This is from Michelle. It says, I just wrapped my Reblochon. Okay. I don't even know if I'll like it because I've never even eaten it before. I'll share pictures when I cut it in a couple of weeks. Yeah, I don't think I've got a Reblochon recipe in any of my books or anything like that. So I have been meaning to make it, and a fellow curd nerd, Nina Brew, actually in her pottery class, made me some Reblochon baskets just out of clay, glazed clay. Some lovely little pots. I bought them from her. I paid for them. She sent me the first one as a gift, and I said, I need 4 more. I will pay you for them $10 a piece. So she whipped them up in her pottery class and sent them through to me. So I paid her for those. I haven't got around to doing a video on them. So absolutely, I need to put that on my list. And they use Brevibacteria linens, Reblochon. I think it has a slight amount in there. Is that what you did in yours, Michelle? But yeah, that's one I've got to put back on the list, because I think it's going to taste pretty good. So yeah, all right. So thanks for the reminder. Hopefully it turns out. Yeah, but send a video through. That'll be fantastic, Michelle. Yeah, Geo and bee linens. Okay, yeah. So the Geo actually prepares the surface for the bee linens. Would you believe? That's why they use them in conjunction with each other. And thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate that, Michelle. Okay, just one says, I've had a cheddar that was 19 years old. It was incredible, and I bet it cost a fortune too, just one, because keeping a cheese in storage like that would, over time, cost a fair bit of money. Yeah, I bet they would have put that up for auction. But yeah, it certainly wouldn't have been cheap, that's for sure. But absolutely. Just making sure the doggos are okay. Yeah, they're sleeping in the armchair now. All right, they've all calmed down. Do I have any more biscuits for breakfast? Oh, here they come. I've got a biscuit out. Do you want a biscuit? Do you want some biscuit? That's for Dad. You can't quite see. He's just here. Can you see his ears? There he is. Look up, Hamish. Yeah. And Bonnie. There you go. All right, there you go. Come on, off you go. Go sit back in the chair. Sorry about that. Cheese biscuits. For those who want to know, I'm eating one of Kim's favourite biscuits. They're a wheat biscuit called McVitie's Digestive Minis. They come in a little packet of 12. They're absolutely tiny little biscuits. But I have tried them with a slice of mature cheddar. I tell you what, absolutely to die for. They're not as sweet as normal biscuits, but yeah, if you're going to put cheddar on it, a nice sharp cheddar, oh, so nice. Wish I had some right now. Anyway, it is what it is. All right, so we've been going for an hour and 40 minutes. Am I going to make it to 2? Don't know. It's up to you guys. If you've got any more questions, then throw them in. It would be absolutely fantastic. Oh, there is a thing. There's a question I missed. Goodness me, here it is. Some of my rounds of blue goat cheese have some redness, and some have a slight bit of black mold after a few weeks. What can I do to prevent this from happening? Add ash to the outside of the rounds. Blue cheese and ash, no, probably wouldn't go so well. Sounds like the environment you're maturing them in is too moist, which would promote black mold and the Brevibacteria linens that really likes it moist, like damp moist. Let them dry out a bit. That'll prevent anything from happening. You can scrape those molds off just with a flat knife. You won't have any issues with that. What you can do, a few weeks, if they're fairly small cheeses, like the size of a camembert, then what I suggest is you probably wrap them in foil. The smaller the blue cheese, the quicker it's going to mature. So you're not going to mature that out to 90 days. They only do things with things like that, like Stilton or Roquefort. Those sorts of cheeses, those bigger cheeses, are then wrapped in foil, especially Roquefort. So what I would do, I'd probably only age them out. I made some petite blues, very small. I would wrap them in foil. I think I did, yes, or wrap them in foil, and I only aged them out to 32 days. That was it, tops. And they had a beautiful blue cheese flavour all the way through. And by wrapping them in foil, you will prevent other weird moulds from growing on the outside. So try that, is what my suggestion is. And thanks for the question, Blue Heron. Blue Heron. I can't even say the name. Blue Heron, we'll call you. Carolyn says, my daughter wants to know if your dogs eat cheese, and which do they like if they do. I tell you what, they would eat all the cheeses if I let them. If Kim and I are having a cheese platter, they will have the tiniest little bit of cheese. Usually I prefer to give them something aged, so something that's at least over 6 months old. Never fresh cheese, because they're lactose intolerant. Most dogs are. They don't have the enzyme. They lose it after they're a puppy. So yeah, cow's milk will give them the runs, unfortunately. So an aged cheese that has minimal lactose in it, they love it. So a nice mature cheddar, anything from the cheddar family, they love. So there you go. But yeah, I don't never give them fresh cheeses. They get yogurt for breakfast because yogurt is very low in lactose. It's very high in acid and some very good bacteria for their stomach. So they get a teaspoon of yogurt every morning with their breakfast. I'm not a vet, but I have talked to my vet about it, and she said that giving the dogs yogurt was a good thing. So it helps increase their gut biome and helps them digest food. And so that's what I do. Khaled says Parmigiano Reggiano versus Pecorino Romano. What is the best in your opinion? Two entirely different cheeses. So Parmigiano Reggiano, as you know, is made with cow's milk and about 2.2% fat. Pecorino Romano is made with full cream sheep's milk. Totally different flavour profile. What is the best? Each have their own uses, mainly on pasta. They are equally as delightful. I think I could not pick a winner between the two. I have used both on pasta dishes, and they are absolutely winners, both of them. In fact, I would mix both of them together when grated and put them on pasta, because the Pecorino Romano is more creamier, even though it's still fairly dry and grateable, and the Parmigiano Reggiano has that bite, that inevitable bite that you get with those style of Italian cheeses. So I couldn't pick between the two. I would use both. That's mine. Carolyn says the doggo stuff was interesting. Thank you. Mike says, I made a cheddar on New Year's Day and I'm letting that age for a year. I plan to make something every year and eat it in the next New Year. That is a good plan, Mike. Probably, I hope you got a lot of storage for the back of the, or pop it into the back of the cheese fridge where you won't see it and just turn it, every so often. That is a good idea. I need to make myself another Parmesan. I haven't done that for a long, long time. I need to do that. or something hard Italian, maybe even an Asiago, and age that out for a year. I had an Asiago Papato that I made with peppercorns, and that was really nice. I only aged it out to like 6-8 weeks, and the flavour was outstanding then. So imagine, you know, a hard Italian cheese aged out to a year, like Parmesan, like we make here anyway. But something like Asiago would be outstanding. It'd be lovely. So yeah, great idea, Mike, and kudos to you for letting your cheese age that long and cracking it open in the new year. It's a great little gift to yourself. So well done, congratulations, mate. Okay, have I got any more coffee left? Maybe. Oh, cold coffee, so nice. What else? 15 minutes. I think I'm gonna do. We'll finish here. Been going for a while. Unless you've got any pressing questions that you want answered, you can pop them in there. But hopefully you've enjoyed today's video or stream. And yeah, it's a little bit on the longer side, but I was awake anyway. I was sitting here at my computer thinking, shall I just start? Because I just had a shower and I thought, no, all ready to go. The computer was all set up. Been awake since 3:40 in the morning. And I might go and have my breakfast and go and have a rest. I might go and have a nap and then do the orders after that. I got a few cheese orders to get out today, so that's good. But yeah, thanks for watching today. It's been a hoot having you in the chat and asking me questions, because without your questions, it's not much of a show, really. So thank you so much for asking all of those wonderful questions. And thank you, Michelle, for the super chat. I really appreciate that, as always. Let's pay the bills, because we can. Don't forget that if you want to learn how to make cheese, besides the cheese making videos, you can pop over to courses.littlegreenworkshops.com.au. check out the Curd Nerd Academy courses. I've got a beginner's one and a blue cheese making course, and they are a structured manner on how to make cheese. So instead of using my YouTube channel, which is Seek and You Shall Find, you've got printed recipes that you can use, that you can print out. You've got the videos without any ads, and they're edited in a more structured manner. Yeah, so that's there as well. And if you want to pick up cheese making supplies, pop over to littlegreenworkshops.com.au. Like I showed you before, the pyramid baskets and all that sort of stuff. Got all the cheese stuff. And if you're really excited, go and check out the merch. This one here, lovely, Make Cheese Not War. One of my favourite mugs at the moment. And you can check out all the t-shirts and all that sort of stuff. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. Hope you've had a great time. And I will say, I will see you same time, same channel next week, next Monday morning my time. This time maybe at 0800, which Australian Eastern Standard Time. We're plus 11 GMT at the moment. So I'll see you then. If you don't make cheese this week, eat some, have a great time, and stay cheesy. All right, see you later. Bye-bye.